We are live from Millbridge Village Camp Resort in Ronks, Pennsylvania, smack dab in the middle of Amish country. And I'm Steve Turtle, and I'm your host for the Steve Turtle Show. Oh my goodness. Here we're going to talk about work camping jobs, full-time RVing, and a whole bunch of other stuff. We're just going to talk about a lot of stuff. Has this year's influx of newbie campers affected your work camper year, your work camping job? We'll talk about that a little bit later. If you're a return visitor, welcome back. I sure do appreciate it. If this is your first time here, thanks for stopping by. You should consider subscribing and ring that bell. If you ring the bell, you get a notification every time I post a new story because you don't want to miss one. All right, this week's show, the topic of the week is this year's influx of newbie campers. Have they gotten on your last nerve? A work camper's perspective, my perspective, and many others. Work camper news, jobs, gate guard info, product review of the week. I know I didn't do that last week. I'm going to try to get it in there this week. I got talking too much and I missed it last week. Super Chat giveaway supporters, community shout outs, and work campers update, and ask Steve Turtle a question or two. There you go. Boy, that was quick. All right. Let's see who's here. I see first in the house, Renee. Thank you for coming by. I sure do appreciate it. Midlife Detours. Good to see you. I dropped a couple links in there for the last week's Super Chat supporters. If you have a chance, go on over to their channels, check them out. Box Fan D and Donovan from RV on the Wayside. Hitch Up and Tow, our friends from the United Kingdom are here, staying up late and having an adult beverage and having a good time. He says he's not sure why he watches. He doesn't even want a campground job, but he enjoys it. Rowdy One's here. It's good to see you. Frank Mitson, he is here all the way from Bedford. I don't know if I messed that up. I'll forget if you're from Somerset or Bedford or just in that area, but I do know you're from out west of here. Camping Therapy. She is in Tennessee. I think I'm gonna have her come in here and talk a little bit about some vintage campers and a camper rally that she's attending out in Tennessee. Somewhere down around Jonesboro. I think she's at Davy Crockett State Park. Meant to Be RVing, how are you? Thanks for coming by. I sure do appreciate that. And I think Meant to Be RVing has her live right after hours. So if you're not doing anything, you should go over there and check her out. We'll do a little raid thing. Bob's Adventure, how are you? Thanks for coming by. I sure do appreciate that. James Cantonese, how are you, sir? It's good to see you. James won our Super Chat giveaway last week. Thrifty Angela, thanks for coming by. Sure nice to see you. I appreciate you taking the time out to visit with us tonight. RV Dogs in the house. Oof, oof. Robert Johnson, it's good to see you. Thank you, sir. I appreciate that. New Horizon raid. Thank you, Susan at New Horizon, for that raid. I sure do appreciate it, and everybody to take a little time out of their evening to come by and say hello. Our Vision Nomadic Living. Thanks for coming by. Sure do appreciate it. Blue Wave, Bob, how are you? Hold on. Woo, we're going to get it started early. Chicken says thank you. Sure do appreciate that Super Chat. We'll roll that money over for next week's giveaway. Thank you, Blue Wave. Blue Wave just went over 10,000 subscribers. Boy, I tell you, he's just blowing it up. Awesome guy, awesome channel. You should get over there and check him out if you have not. Chattanooga. Blue Wave is in Chattanooga, Tennessee right now. Okay. A campground owner was talking to a potential work camper. They were having like a little interview over the phone. And the campground owner looked at the man's resume and said, you know, you want a pretty high wage for not having any campground experience. And the guy told the campground owner, he said, well, it's going to be hard to do the work if I don't know how. So I expect a high wage.
That made absolutely no sense whatsoever.
What do you mean? Wait, hold it. Jill's here. Hold on. Hold on. Jill's here. It's going to be bad. I didn't even see her come in. Okay, how about this? This one's from Jill. Every day I arrive at work with good intentions and a great attitude, and idiots happen.
Amen.
Yeah. Well, Jill works at the reception or at the reservation desk here at the campground, so she deals with everybody. So just about anybody that walks in the door that has a problem, they let her know about it. But that's her job, so she loves it. Oh my goodness. You know, Friday nights are sort of chaotic. Everybody's trying to get into the campground. They want to get into their site and get their grill started and their beer open and settle in for the evening. And, you know, a lot of people only get off around 5 o'clock. So it's a challenge. So everybody's rushing to the campground, which I understand that. So for me, I work till 7. The office closes at 7. We're pretty much done. So we're trying to get everybody in here and settled. Well, this wasn't in the evening. It wasn't in the dark. But earlier this week, a guy was getting into his campsite with a nice new fifth wheel. And he was going to a pull-through site. And
Why was he going through the pull-through site?
Because he didn't like his first site. So he wanted a different site. So he's pulling through his pull-through site. And our basketball goal was sitting out close to his route of travel. And the basketball goal cut into his camper about middle along the side for about 8 feet and buried itself about 3 inches in his camper. So obviously the guy was distraught. The wife was mad. His camping day was really messed up. His camping week was messed up. We had to remove the basketball goal from its base in order to get it out. The RV or the travel trailer was up against the goalpost so bad, it was probably about a 3-inch flex on the post. And anyway, so we had to take the goalpost down. So regardless of how bad you want to get to your site, you got to do it safely. Moral of the story. I'm going to drop a link here for Doreen. She's going to talk to us a little bit, hopefully, about this vintage camping rally that she's at. This link's for Doreen. Aaron Jamison, Aaron Jemison, how are you, sir? Yeah, sounds like a guy that had backed over his tow dolly. That was crazy. Yeah, the crazy things we see. So here's a link for Doreen. She's going to come on and talk to us a little bit about her camping rally, her vintage camping rally. I'm going to look at the chat and talk to some people real quick. Blue Wave, like I said, it's really nice to see you. I hope you're having a safe trip out there. Looking forward to your next video. Aaron's here in the house. If you haven't been over to check out Aaron, he's been in the community for a very long time. Really good videos. He talks about his work camping adventures and does a lot of reviews. Good stuff. He's got a nice style. Dreaming Out Loud RVing. How are you, Paul and Megan? It's good to see you again. RV on the Wayside. Hey, how are you, Donovan? It's good to see you here. I appreciate it. All the way from Texas, the great state of Texas. Rowdy One says, Jill, you are so right. All right, I'm catching up here, Doreen. Doreen, you ready? Thumbs up. Can you hear me? Harvey on the wayside. Thank you, sir. Thank you for that super chat. Chicken says thank you. Thank you, sir. I appreciate that. We're going to take that money plus Bob's money, and we're going to put it over for next week's super chat giveaway. Friday night quack. Oh, can we hear each other quack? We're all quacked up. Well, I had Doreen and I lost her. I don't know what happened. I think she checked out. Can't wait long. Scenic Driveways. Good to see you. How are you? Thanks for coming by. Jerry Lindsay. Jerry Lindsay says he's coming off of a semi after 25 years. Looking forward to going back to all the places that he drove through. Van Life with Gina Payne. Thanks for coming by. I sure do appreciate it. We got all kind of people in here. Lots of channels. And remember, if you see people in the chat that you don't know, that you haven't been over to their channel and checked them out, take some time and do so, or at least make a note that you can do that a little bit later on. It's what it's all about. Well, I don't see Doreen. We're going to move on. I lost her. She has a young lady that she wanted to introduce to the community. She's new to YouTube. She's got one video out, and I tried to find her channel, and I can't. I was going to drop a link, but we'll work with her. We'll help her out. All right, done with that one. Okay, I'm going to do it a little different this week. I'm going to mix it up. So, WorkAmpers update. Ask Steve Turtle some questions if you'd like. I just wanted to let you know what's going on with us. Last week, I ended the live stream sort of on an off note, and I didn't mean to leave it like that, but I was talking about our plans. Jill and I initially were planning on driving south and going to Texas. We're going to take our time, we'll do a little traveling, and we're going to wind up in Texas and do a little gate guarding. However, what? She's eyeballing me like I said something wrong. Now I feel bad. So if I turn red, it's her fault.
Well, don't forget, witness protection doesn't allow you to give our address.
Oh, no, I'm not giving any addresses. Okay. So, you know, last week I told you our daughter is going back into the hospital. She's going to have twins. She had 2 sort of close calls, and they want to keep her in the hospital so that they can monitor right up until they deliver these babies. So she's going to be in the hospital for about a month. So we really didn't want to go too far away. So we want to stick around the area. We got on Work Camper News. We found a place sort of working south until we found one. And and we found a place that's about 3 hours south of Washington, D.C., and that's where she's at. So it's going to work out for us. It'll probably be about 2 months, maybe 3, I don't know. But we'll talk about that here in a little bit when I do the Work Campers jobs and update. So we got 2 more weekends. We got this weekend and next weekend. Then we're going to vote, and then we're driving south. Still the same plan. We're going south. Now, you know, dreaming out loud RVing, you know, you would think that I'd whip out a camera and take a picture of that basketball goal stuck in the side of the RV. I did not. My boss came out and he did for insurance purposes, but I didn't get a picture. But it wasn't funny, but it was a good lesson to share for other people, not to make the same mistake.
Happy where you're put.
Yes. So Doreen from Camping Therapy says she's not able to come on. She said that her hotspot or her Wi-Fi wasn't accommodating her. So we'll just we'll do that another day. She'll give me some information about this young lady that she wanted to share, and hopefully we'll get her in a live stream, and you know, she can meet everybody. Every year I do a Christmas thing. My first year I was gate guarding, and I did the night before Christmas and all through the camper rendition of the night before Christmas, but it was gate guard style. Last year, we did the 12 days of Christmas, full-time RVing, camping style, and we made a little song. This year, I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do for Christmas. So if you got suggestions or ideas, you can leave them in the chat or send me an email or message me on Facebook. I'd sure do appreciate it. All right, moving right along. Let me look in the chat. I want to see what's going on. Y'all talking stuff. Scenic Driveway said they're doing great. They leave Cannonville, Utah on Thursday, the 29th. My computer just jumped. I lost them. Darn it. I hate when that happens. Camping Therapy left the link in the chat. I don't know if everybody's seen that. It is for her friend's channel. She said it's about a week old, vintage camper tales. Rowdy One, oh my goodness, why you give me a super chat? Chicken says, thank you, Rowdy One. I sure do appreciate that. Please use this towards purchasing your own bottle opener. I am going to do that, but I don't know if I can find one as special as yours. Oh my goodness, my goodness. Thank you for that super chat, Rowdy One. We'll put that towards the next week's super chat giveaway. Thank you. So anyway, Camping Therapy says she's not going to be able to manage it. So she left the link in there for this young lady's YouTube channel. If you haven't, obviously you probably hadn't seen it, but go over there and check it out. Super Chat giveaway supporters last week. Like I said, I put the links to their channel up top. That was Boxfan D and Donovan, RB on the Wayside. Donovan's a really big supporter. He's a great guy. He's down there in the great state of Texas. He does a live stream at 7:30 tomorrow night. If you ain't doing anything, you should go on over there and check it out. It's a really good channel. It's a great place for YouTubers to go and meet other YouTubers and everybody else. It's really nice. It's a nice program he's got going on. All right, this week we're not going to have a Super Chat giveaway, but next week we will. The Super Chat giveaway last week was James Cantonese. He was our winner. And then the week prior to that, it was James B. from Wisconsin. I don't see him here, but he won the cross stitch by Jill. And she says she's going to do another one. And we'll auction that off. Right, Jill?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Jill says, oh, yeah. Okay, I said that I feel like it's my responsibility to promote good camping etiquette. And because of that, I'm going to dedicate a small segment of our live stream to camping etiquette. Now, the main topic this week is going to borderline on camping etiquette, but it's a little bit different. But I wanted to bring out something that happened to me last night. About 10 o'clock, around quiet hours, I could hear somebody's TV that was not mine. So it was outside somewhere. So Jill, after she hit me in the head with a shoe, said, go outside and tell them to turn that TV down. So I went outside and there's this big fifth wheel. It's got one of those decks on the side. They've got this big 35-inch TV on the side of their camper. And they're sitting like one site away behind a campfire with the debate turned up, blaring. And I couldn't believe it. I mean, obviously, it was too loud. So I went over and I asked them to turn it down, which that's my job. And they complied and they were pretty okay with it. But I don't understand. Why should I have to tell anybody? I shouldn't. You know, it's like telling somebody to go to bed. You shouldn't have to tell them when to go to bed. They just go to bed. So that's my number one complaint this week. Uh-oh, here we go. I didn't put that up there. If you have a complaint, an etiquette thing that bothers you and you want to put it in the chat and share it with everybody else, go ahead and do so. I appreciate that. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. You know, it's my job to do those things. And you know, I understand and I do them, but you shouldn't have to. Back to my analogy, people don't go break laws just because the police officer's there to uphold them. You would hope not. All right, moving right along. Here we go. All right, we're gonna mix it up a little bit. I told you last week I wanted to mix it up. So we're gonna do some community shout outs, but here's what I want to do first of all. If you have your channel tags set up, you should have your channel name in your tags. It's very important because when someone does a Google search for your title of your channel or your channel name, it may not show up if it's not in those tags. Now, that's your main channel settings, not the tags that go in your video. That's different. So I just tried to look up this young lady that Doreen was going to introduce to the community, and I can't find her. I should be able to type in her channel name and I should get a return. But I found that if you don't put that channel name in those tags, it doesn't really happen. And you can also put it in as different ways people might, you know, spell it, and that would also help. So the channel tags are important. So make sure you check them out and get all the things in there that you want people, that you think people are searching for to find you. Very important. Because if you look over in the chat and you see a name and you want to go visit them, the only way you can do that, whoa, what's going on? Jill's over here messing with me. My goodness. Oh my goodness. I have to have somebody in here. We'll have domestics. So that's a very important thing. So we're not a grow channel. However, we do want to introduce each other to different people within the chat. And I think that's an important part of live streams. And I will always try to have that as a part of the live stream. But don't comment in the chat. You don't need to do that. Just go over to their channel. And when you see somebody that you don't know, go over to the channel and check them out. And do it in this order. Watch their videos. If you like it, click like. Leave them a comment. Tell them how you found them. Tell them Steve Turtle sent you. If you think someone else would like it, share it. If you want to follow them, click that red button, become their friend. That's the way you do it. So this is called engagement. The more engagement, the more YouTube elevates your videos. So engagement is king. Well, content is king. Engagement is important.
Prince.
Is what?
Prince or the queen.
Yep. All right. So if you are a content creator, type CC in the chat. If you see someone you don't know, check them out. If you are not a content creator, you have a YouTube channel, but you don't have content, please type NN. And for all those people, they come over here to enjoy our content, enjoy being with us in the community. And that's a very important thing. So please let them know how much you appreciate them. All the NNs. And the CCs. Kay Flanderell fan, how are you, sir? It's good to see you. Thank you, sir, for dropping by. It's been a while. I said I was going to see you down the line. Rowdy One, DOR. Rowdy One's a DOR. I don't know what that is. James is wearing his Mexican hat tonight. He says, CC, Bob's Adventure, Ford man, AK Kenneth Oaks. How are you, sir? Thanks for coming by. I sure do appreciate it. I think I missed you. That's right. Aaron said it correctly. If you see someone here you don't know, take a moment, head over to their channel and check them out. Watch a video, leave a comment, become their friend. And they'll do the same. That's the way the community works. Teacher Kathy, how are you? Thanks for coming by. I don't know if I said thanks. She is from South Georgia. Yeah, scenic driveway, we understand that. You don't have to monetize your channel. You may have very interesting information that people might want to check out. You never know. They may just want to be your friend. Drop on request. There you go, James, Aaron. Dreaming out loud. Come on now. How you doing? You just want to get pebbles going. I did a little extra for pebbles. Thanks, Paul and Megan. We appreciate that. Dreaming out loud RVing. Driving around the country in their ProMaster van. They came up to visit me. We had a blast. We had a good time. About 2 live streams ago, he was here, right there. Yeah, that was Paul. Great people. Really had a good time. Paul says Pebbles loves the chicken. A lot of times I end with community shout outs, and I sort of rush through it, and I don't mean to do that. I want to give everybody the opportunity to meet everybody and share your information, your channel. I think it's an important part of the live stream. All right, here we go. Tonight's topic. This year's influx of newbie campers has gotten on my last nerve. Not necessarily my last nerve, but I was thumbing through Facebook and I found a conversation, about 95 comments. That's not a whole lot, but it was interesting. And I was curious, how everybody, responded to the question posed in the conversation. Some campers plan to make a switch from campground jobs. I said that wrong. Some work campers plan to make a switch from campground jobs to non-campground jobs. I've been doing this for 7 years in a park, mostly state and federal. I'm getting out of campgrounds. I'll be working fish and wildlife jobs soon, hoping that solves my issue. Now, this person's question was, how has the COVID pandemic affected everybody else that is work camping? And a lot of people sort of came out and said what they thought as far as what's going on where they're working. And I thought it was a very good topic. I thought I'd share it on our live stream. Thanks, Aaron. Okay, so I'm not going to read all of these, but it's talking about how the influx of new campers has affected the work camping year. And of course, our present situation has caused a lot of things to go awry. A lot of cancellations. Everybody's dealing with a lot of stuff. There's a lot of sick people, a lot of things going on. And I don't want to talk about that as much, but how camping has been affected and how work camping has been affected. So I won't, like I said, I won't read all of these. I just want to sort of some tidbits of different information. I'll probably run out of gas before 8 o'clock. Hopefully I'll finish by then. Due to the COVID pandemic, there has been a new wave of campers and an attitude never seen before. In a desperate attempt to escape to the outdoors, people are turning to camping. A surge of RV sales has sent a new wave of newbie RV campers to campgrounds. So what they're saying is, there's a lot of people coming out that's never camped before, but they wanted a camper and they want to go out and they want to camp so they can get in the fresh air, which I think is the greatest place to be when there's something like this going on. Fresh air, social distancing, and all that good stuff. So there were a lot of people that answered a lot of or commented on this particular conversation. Now the conversation sort of borderlines campground etiquette versus how people are reacting as far as being newbies and things like that. The first person says they are all deciding to go camping, get out of the house, but have no idea about camping etiquette or the unspoken rules.
Amen.
Jill says, amen. Now, I was talking to Jill about it, and she said she hasn't really noticed a whole lot of, what this conversation was really talking about. But we'll go on. So work campers at campgrounds are getting a chance to deal with the attitudes, some ready to get out altogether. I think everyone is feeling the stress of what has been going on for the last 7 months. This person goes on to say, not an excuse, however, to be a bunch of buttholes. It wasn't really buttholes, but I cleaned it up a little bit. And one guy says that it's the same way in restaurants. Everybody seems like they're entitled to something, and I don't know, maybe it's because of what's going on, maybe it's not, I don't know. I see Camping Therapy's back. Happy Place Camping. I don't know if I said hello to you, but I sure do appreciate you moderating and stopping by. Make sure that you drop your link in the chat. Same for you, James and Doreen. And thanks for moderating. I sure do appreciate that. You guys show up every week and keep us safe. Keep all the bad people out. Okay, I lost my place. Now what? Okay, yeah, there you go. So they are all deciding to go camping, get out of the house. I already said that, camping and unspoken rules. So work campers at campgrounds are getting a chance to deal with attitudes. Some ready to get out altogether. There were some work campers that said, that's it, I'm done. We're not doing it anymore. We haven't had that, so we're still in it for the money. I think everyone is feeling the stress of what has been going on for the last 7 months. I already said that. And the restaurant part. That's why I lost my place. That's not even funny. We have been at it for 5 years, and this is the worst. Taking this winter off, so they're just going to take a break. People are so rude and needy anymore. So they don't blame them. Yeah. Aaron says that you can tell right away who is the new camper just by the way they follow you when we park them. So Aaron parks them at the campground. We normally don't do that unless they ask, but sometimes it's necessary. Yes, you can tell when somebody starts to back up an RV or a camper if they're new or not. And then when they get out and start looking in all their bins, trying to figure out what they don't have and what they do have is also another good indicator. Happy Place Camping just had a video out, and she's in Colorado, and she's driving down this narrow ridge. It's a one-lane road. It's, ridge way up here, cliffs on both sides. I got a little nervous just watching the video. But yeah, it was a decent video. It's a nice ride, and I don't know if I ever get out to California. If I ever get out to Colorado, I'd like to check it out too. But you can go on over a video. You don't have to spend money to get out there and watch the video. It's almost the same. Very nice scenery too. We noticed at our state park in Colorado, a day's drive to parts of Texas, and the influx was real. Rude campers. It's been very hard and stressful summer for sure. And there's nothing wrong with being a newbie. Everybody's going to be a newbie. Now, the big thing is that if you're a newbie and you don't know, ask somebody. Most campers will be willing to help you out and, guide you in the right direction. Very few will tell you to go fly a kite. So, if you're not sure, ask. I help people all the time. I think it's great. This lady says she heard the same thing from many work campers. So many are looking elsewhere due to stress after this summer. It's been a very hard and stressful summer for sure. This one lady said it was tent sites were the worst, and she said that after one night they had to call the police to get some help. I've never had to do that. I could imagine. Bob's Adventure says, I was new once, now I am just old. Aren't we all, Bob? We're just old. It happens. It's not so bad. Camping etiquette has left the planet. So they're saying that, it's no good. Camping etiquette is out. Nobody's doing it. I don't believe that's completely true. Being courteous is and kind, it seems to be a lost art. This person says, I agree. This year was exhausting. Was it exhausting for you?
Exhausting.
Exhausting. It wasn't exhausting. It was a good year. And they believe there's a new wave of campers out there. Camping etiquette is definitely not what it used to be. Now we're getting towards camping etiquette more so than just being newbies and people getting out and being a little irritated because of our current situation. One person says, I'm so glad this year is over. Done. Move on to the next one. I've worked the same campground for 10 years. I love my job, hoping next year the attitudes calm down. And someone followed that up with an amen. Thrifty Angela says she's going to be a newbie soon. That's why she loves watching you all. So she learns a lot from our conversations right there in the chat. Thanks for doing that. Kay Flan, the rail fan, says a few campgrounds we used to go to always used to have sites available on demand. This year, everything has been booked solid. And that's true. I tell you what, last year it was sort of like you were booked on the weekend. You had a few people in the week, and then you were booked on the weekend. This year it seems to just run all the way through. And the campground has been really, really busy. Probably doesn't start until what, like June, May?
This year?
Yeah.
We were back on track in June, and then by 4th of July, things were normal. So
it was a slow start because things weren't open, but man, it's been slammed since. People still coming out. That's the hard part, Thrifty Angela, convincing the husband. You know, it takes two. Dreaming Out Loud says campground should require signatures on etiquette form for registration. I think they ought to have a back up your camper class. That should be a requirement before you pull one. Don't get me started. Yeah. Where am I? Oh, Scenic Driveway. They've been work camping for like 2 years right now. And like they said earlier, they're going to Utah here. You know, that's true, Frank. A lot of people are talking about that. So everybody runs out, they grab a camper, they get outdoors, and then, you know, a year or two, they're like, man, I don't want to do it anymore. And then there's a whole bunch of campers out there for sale. So if you're looking for a cheap camper, maybe 2 years from now, be a pretty good market. Yeah, you know, it's funny that you say that, Aaron. Campers don't read the rules. We had these signs. I did a video on this, but we had these signs that we put out on the back side of the campground that says, do not put your fire rings beyond this point, because we had this grass that we were growing in. It was really nice looking. It was a nice place for, you know, people to sit and fish. And we did good the whole season. 2 weekends left. Somebody moved a fire ring over there and burned a big old hole in the grass. Didn't read the sign. Right next to the sign.
What is wrong with people?
What is wrong with people? We saw that as campers. So campers saw other campers doing the same thing, just not being very nice. Sad, people do not respect each other. And yes, it's the newbies. I'm not picking on the newbies. I'm just reading the comments. This person says they have not seen it and they hope they don't. So they were lucky, sort of like us. We've been in a good spot. This has been a really good work camper job in a work camper location. Most of the entitlement and bad attitudes came from the over 50 crowd. Now, I don't know. I haven't seen that. Most of the over 50 crowd's been pretty nice here, but I guess there's been a few that have not, you know, over the whole United States. Who knows? It's probably close to the cities. Not an excuse to be an entitled butthole who disregards rules and leaves trash all over the place, destroying the place and verbally abusing employees. This one lady said that she got yelled at so much by the campers when she was off and she went to walk her dogs. She still took some verbal abuse. She says she didn't want to go walking. This guy was a park ranger for 28 years. He says, has been the most difficult and unruly campers he's ever seen. That's terrible. How much time do we got? I got time? Hold on. Let me look. Oh, yeah, we got time. Yeah, I'm pretty much a rule follower too, Thrifty Angela. I like to stay, I like to follow the rules. I'm sort of like the Lost Boy Scout. Wandering Aces Adventures with Billy and Brenda. How are you? Thanks for coming by. Sure do appreciate it. Yeah, walking through somebody else's campground. We don't have it that much. The way our campground's laid out is pretty nice. But, the kids, sometimes they run through the campsites. But for the most part, we do pretty good. Over by our restrooms, sometimes they cut through at the playground. But for the most part, it's not too bad. Camping etiquette gets worse has gotten worse over the last 10 years. It's been different crowd this year. A lot of new campers. State parks either closed completely or not fully open. So some people believe because the parks are so crowded that people are packing into the private and public parks and just overwhelming people. We always had a few test our patience, mostly visitors. I have seen entitled rampant beyond belief. Entitlement. The amount of entitlement being yelled at, breaking rules, etc. from this summer has done me in. Yeah, this is the lady I was talking about. She says she was taking abuse while trying to walk her dog. Sounds like I picked a good year to skip it. So this person said they didn't work camp this year and they're glad of it. A lot of newbies and pains in the butt this year. They don't think any guidelines or policies apply to them. They're rude and confrontational. I've never been treated as poorly or cried when cleaning our facility prior to this year. This young lady said that on her way to work, when she opened up the door, she cried 3 times that the bathroom was so tore up. It's not good. It's not even healthy. Never seen anything like 2020. And this person says, I'm out. So they're done. I don't know. They have no outdoor or wilderness etiquette. So there were a lot of comments. Most of them were negative. Glad people are getting out, but they are terrible and make it not enjoyable. We did camp host for 4 months and never again. The number of crazies and rudeness have definitely increased with the new normal.
Not the new normal.
Jill says it's not the new normal. We're going to get back to a normal. 7 years and we are done. A ranger told me that there were so many people this summer who have obviously never camped. Said they had never seen anything like it. Horrible experience. So that's a whole bunch of work campers sort of giving their comment on how their year went and how they were affected by people that may have been just newbies, or maybe they were upset because they couldn't get out, or I don't know. Or maybe, they were just mad. Who knows why people do the things they do. And unfortunately, most of the comments were negative. However, it has definitely been a tough year for a lot of people. And my heart goes out to everybody that's been affected by this, to include all those people taking the reservations and getting chewed out. So I just thought that was something to share. I don't know if you are in a position like that, or if you've seen things like that. Like I said, we've had it pretty good here. Most of the crowd has been good. Occasionally we have somebody that's loud, and those etiquette things are always going to happen. You know how I talk about fire pits? People throw trash in fire pits all the time. It's just something they do. I move on. It's not that big a deal. Don't sweat the little stuff. Okay, let's see. It's quarter till, and I'm running out of gas. I got to finish this up. Work Camper News, Jobs, Gate Guard Info. We found our next work camping job at Work Camper News, a great place to find jobs for work campers. If you're not a member, you should be a member, I guess, if you're looking for a job.
Well, that sounded like a commercial.
Aaron, that's very interesting. Aaron says, come work with a AKC dog show next year with us, and you will see it all.
Oh, no.
You want to do that?
No,
Come on.
I don't think he means that in a good way, huh?
Oh, man, I was all excited because I like the different. But yeah, I guess that might be sort of messy. We're going to have a dog costume contest tomorrow, and I got to run it. I don't even know what. I don't know. What am I running it?
Yeah.
It's going to be bad.
No, it'll be good.
Camper life. Look, watch. Oh, poor old Camper life. He just popped in the chat, or at least I just saw him. He calls me a fake camper and a multiple personality nut. Excuse me, nut job. I don't know what he's talking about, but I tell you what. Last week he was down in Mayberry with Otis and all them other characters down there, and he got locked up. And he don't want to admit it, but yeah, he was in jail. Got in a fight in a bar. If you missed it last week, it was a hoot. I feel bad for him though. I couldn't bail him out. I don't have any money. All right, you messed me up. I'm off my game now. Camper life. I don't know if you've been over to his channel. I tell you what, he did a video the other day about the greatest 1,000 trails campground in the whole wide world. It was pretty interesting. You know, he does a lot of 1,000 trails because he's a member. It was a really good video though. Go over there and check him out. Tell him Steve Turtle sent you, or some other multi-personality. Work Camper News, Hotline Jobs, and workcamper.com. This week, or yesterday, within the last 14 days, they had about 62 jobs posted. And we found our new home at Work Camper News. And what we did is we did like everybody should do if you're looking for a job. You make your circle and you start looking at jobs in that area. So we were looking to be as close as we could to Washington, D.C., and we started working south, and we ran into a job at Corps of Engineer down in the lower part of Virginia. Hold on, I'm going to show you. Hold on, here we go. So here we are way up here in Pennsylvania, and here's D.C., so we're going to be right down here. We plan to be there for about 2 months, might stretch out to 3, but the goal is to stick around until these babies come out and make sure they're all healthy and everybody's okay. And then once we do that, we're going to go back to our original plan and head to Texas or wherever the wind blows. Hopefully it blows me south where it's warm. Dreaming Out Loud says that Camper Life got drunk and fell through his window. He has a video on the broken window and he blames the landscape. I saw that too, Paul. He was blaming the work campers that his window got broken. I didn't know that he got drunk and fell through it. The truth be told. So this is where we're going to be. It's North Bend Campground. It is a Corps of Engineer park. It's a huge lake. I'm not quite sure of all the details. We're still trying to figure it all out. The young lady called us and said, we are expecting you on the 4th of November, and we said we would be there. So we're going to go down there, and it's for our site only. We're not getting paid, so we get a free site, and not sure about a lot of information, but it was one of those things where we knew that's where we wanted to be. They were going to have us, so we were going. Yeah, that's true, James. It's nice to be close to family. It's nice to be close to your daughters. Aaron, don't start. I know it's going to be cold, darn it. I was hoping to be a little bit further south, but you know, things happen and we do what we have to do. Yeah, I think we can do that, Paul. We can arrange for another visit. That'll be good. We'll be close. So here we go. North Bend. It's John H. Kerr Dam and Reservoir. It's a huge lake, but here's the campground. It's right here. We're going to be in Site 7, so if you want to come by and visit, you're more than welcome. Come on by. We won't charge you, and we'll cook some food and maybe go boating or something, or fishing, or ice fishing. I don't know. So anyway, that's our plan right now. We're going down to Virginia. We're going to hang out and do some work and be close to family. And then once that's all done, we're moving south or something. Work camping jobs, workampingjobs.com, another good work camping site. They had 115 ads as of 10/21, all submitted within the last 30 days. A little bit about gate guarding. What time is it? A little bit about gate guarding. I hadn't seen any gate guard jobs posted on the Facebook groups, and you know, I monitor, or at least I like to look at the Facebook. Get rid of that. Get rid of. I like to watch the Facebook pages and see how the gate guarding community's going down there. I hadn't seen any jobs posted, and normally, if you don't see jobs posted, that means they either have somebody down there, or they have enough people, or don't have jobs. But I did see some posting. I think Timekeepers is now looking again for their pipeline job. It's daylight work, 12-hour shift, $125 a day, $25 per diem. If you're interested in that, if you want to do a pipeline thing, those links to those security companies are down below in the description area. I think I talked to Rachel when I called Timekeepers. Also, I saw that Patty Lopez is looking for some gate guards as well. So reach out to Patty if you're interested in a gate guard job. So there you go. That's what's happening with us. That's what's happening at Work Camper Facebook group and the gate guard Facebook groups. And all those links are down below. I always put them in my videos. So if you're watching the video and you got a question about work camping job sites, Facebook groups, gate guarding, any of that, I put it down in the description. They're clickable links. Just get on it and go. And next thing you know, you're got all this knowledge about gate guarding and work camping. All right, moving right along. What happened here? Hold on. How'd that happen? I'm all messed up over here. All right. What I missed? RV America, how are you? Thanks for dropping in. They are from Tennessee. It's good to have you. Fantastic travels. It's nice to have you here. I appreciate you stopping by. Is Felix still here? Happy Place Camping? Or James? Let's see. Yeah, there you are. Felix, I think meant to be RVing's next. If you would, could you drop a link? We'll do a little turtle raid or something. Canadian Twig, I seen you earlier and I didn't reach out to you. I do appreciate you coming by. Jill's messing with me. I did see you in the chat. Thank you for coming by. Let's see. So you're going to be in North Carolina. Yeah, it's close. Yeah, we'll be right across the line. You have to send me an email. Let me know where you're at. Maybe we can come by and visit. Okay, here we go. I'm running out of energy. I got 5 minutes. We'll get this product review done. I put it at the last. You know, last week I did SnapPads. I did a unboxing the week prior to that, and then this last video I did the installation, and it was a snap. They went on like they were greased. Yes, ma'am. What? Oh, okay. Jill's looking at me like she wanted to yell at me. So I put the SnapPads on. If you're interested in the SnapPads, now I'm not getting any money for this. I'm just sharing. If you're interested in the SnapPads that are square for 6-inch and 5-inch feet, they now have them at SnapPad. They're going to launch Monday, October the 25th. So it's been a mess for them, obviously, because, you know, it's been a mess for everybody. They've had lack of stock and inventory due to our current situation, and they had a big spike in demand. They've added some manufacturers, new warehouses and fulfillment centers, and a brand new packaging. They're going to start selling their products on different websites again. So officially, they're launching the SnapPad 5-inch and 6-inch pads Monday, October the 25th. They have a square 7, but this is the first, or actually the third, of their square line. And for people that have rectangular pads or feet, if you stick around long enough, they're going to try to start that line as well. So I love them. I think they're great. I didn't do the review yet. I want to ride around with them, see if they fall off, and sort of use them a little bit before I make a decision or give my opinion. Okay, that's the SnapPads. I wanted to talk a little bit about shore power, the campground pedestals, 20, 30, and 50 amp, and the different adapters that you might need for camping. Now, you know, I don't know, most people have them that camp, but if you don't, I just wanted to talk about that a little bit, because you have different amps at your pedestal, and you need different plugs for different arrangements. Obviously, if you're a 30 amp camper, you got a 30 amp plug and you plug into the 30 amp breaker. Same for the 50. But sometimes you pull into a campground and maybe they only offer a 50 or they only offer a 30. So you got to have the adapter for your 50 amp to a 30 amp to work off that breaker. And you could do that. And vice versa. If you're 30 amp, you want to hook to the 50 amp, you have to have those different adapters. And in some cases, you can hook to the 20 amp. You can't run an air conditioner on 20 amps unless you're really, really good, but most people can't. But those are the different adapters. So this is our adapter for our 30 amp to 50 amp. So if I pull into a campground and all they have is 50 amp at the pedestal, I can plug in and I can make power, and I put my little surge protector in there, which I didn't get the one that Camper Life is sending me, but I guess I'll get it soon. Scenic driveway, thanks. I appreciate you stopping by. I don't know if you already left, but I just saw that in the chat. I do appreciate that. And then here's my one. So this is my 30 amp, and then it plugs into the regular old outlet, grounded outlet is 20 amp. So that way, if I have to, I can at least get lights and cook coffee and stuff like that. But I can't run the air conditioner, but I can run my heater. So those are two adapters that you should have. Now I'll put links, Amazon links down below in the description area. And if you want to jump on that link, you can go over there and you can check it out. The links are for the Camco heavy duty RV Dogbone electrical adapters for 50 amp male to 30 amp female. You can use the link to check, to do your research and decide which ones you like and which ones you don't. I thought Amazon's got it going on because you can go to that link and then you can look at the different types of adapters that they have, because they have some that have a regular plug, some are 90-degree plugs, some are twist lock, and some have handles. Mine's got a handle and it makes it pretty nice when you pull it out, you know, that way you got something to grab onto. But personal preference, whatever you like. So those links, those links are down in the description area. And if you hadn't seen that SnapPad video, go over and check that out. I appreciate it. And now, there is a link in the chat for Meant to Be RVing. They have a really nice live stream, usually a nice panel. She does a lot with her graphics. I'd like to know how she does some of that. She does that whole beam me up, Scotty thing, and that's pretty cool. I appreciate everybody for coming by. I think I run out of time. Did pretty good this week. I think we did all right. So I'm going to look real quick. I hope I ain't missing something. They have Camper Life. If you're still here, they do have campsites open year round. I haven't got a lot of information. I hadn't done a lot of research. It sort of came together real quick. It was sort of a last minute thing, and we were just glad to have something close like that. So that's our plan right now. I appreciate everybody stopping by. Get on over there, check out Meant to Be RVing. If you enjoyed this story, click like down below and smash that subscribe button if you'd like to hear more stories like this one. New stories every week on Wednesday and Friday. We have a live stream right here on this YouTube channel. And ring that bell. If you ring the bell, you get a notification every time I post a new story. I sure do appreciate everybody coming by. Thanks for your time. Bye. See you later. Thanks. You guys are great.